On this episode of We're No Damn Experts, Rebecca and Maddie have their first three-peat guest on the podcast, Joel Corda.
Best damn podcast, the best damn town. You want to get up, get ready to get down. With its big wide sky and the wild river Thames. If you want to go, we can take you there. To Great Falls, Montana.
Welcome to the greatest damn town in Montana, Great Falls. I'm Rebecca Ingham.
And I'm Maddie Hazard.
And we're no damn experts.
And today we have an expert of auditions.
Well, obviously an expert at auditions because they landed the role.
Because they landed the role. With us is the new voice of the Sip and Dip Music Bar,
Yes.
Joel Corda, and obviously the
Yes.
voice of this podcast.
That's right.
And our third time returning guest.
Okay, again,
a three-peater.
am I... What company do I share with the Three-Peaters?
You alone.
You and you alone.
Well, Maddie and I have been on the podcast
Yes.
3+ times.
I'm talking
So,
guest. I
guest.
want to be the guest. So the next time somebody catches me, I'm coming in regardless.
Well,
Just because I need to be the Steve Martin of this Saturday Night Live.
yeah.
So if you've been under a rock, the voice of the Sip and Dip Lounge before was Piano Pat.
Yes.
And earlier this year, she passed away. And then the Sip and Dip put out a call to artists
Nationwide call.
for auditions
Yeah.
to be the next voice. So you can't replace Pat, so
Nope.
make it your own.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there was 2 nights of auditions. Obviously, you threw your hat in the ring. Tell us
But
everything.
before 2 nights of auditions,
Oh, here we
you
go.
had like
5 questions.
questions and video
Oh,
submissions
yeah. Oh, Lord.
and
It was very intensive, and I knew it would be, but I took a month putting together an audition video.
oh man.
Like I gathered people saying nice things about me, so I could put quotes in there.
So it
I
only
gathered-
took you a month to do that?
Wow.
Right. Are you saying people aren't responsive when you ask them for things?
That's
Or-
exactly what we're
That's what I
saying.
thought
Oh
you
no,
might have been saying.
no! I was saying it would take more than a month to find someone to find something nice to say about you.
Oh, I got. Well, I didn't ask my arch nemesis. I was asking people that liked me.
That you thought liked you.
Yeah. I put it on social media, and I just said, "Hey, if you."
If you like me,
I'm going to do some advertising because the thing was previous to that audition, I'd kind of made a decision that I wanted to play a ton and just
Right.
decide if I really liked doing it as much as I thought I did. Because part-time is great. But so I played 30 gigs this summer.
Oh.
I was all over. Yeah.
oh, we knew we were busy when
Yeah.
we visited with you earlier this summer, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
and you were going to Big Timber.
I was going everywhere.
I mean, Big Fork, not Big Timber.
Well,
Maybe you went to
as
Big
well
Timber.
too. Yes, yeah, all of them. And I just took gigs, and I just wanted to put myself in every situation and see if I really liked doing it.
And what's the verdict?
Well, I sure hope so, because I'm doing it every Friday and Saturday at the Sip and Dip Music Lounge. I love it. I love it. And I know that sounds weird to be as old as I am and to do that, but I was kind of, was doing a couple every, I don't know, I was averaging like 5 gigs a month,
Yeah.
while still singing at church and still doing
Yeah.
everything, which I still do. But I wanted to know, like, do I really?
Do I want to be a
Yes.
guy who tours the world
Yes.
singing?
Well, the thing is, I didn't know you also sang at your church because I
Right.
put you on my Instagram story, and my friend Jake responds like, "He sings at my church,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Oh, he's the voice of our podcast. Does the Sip and Dip. He's played at the Celtic Cowboy. I didn't even know you had that kind of community involvement too."
So, and
he's a teacher.
And I do. And if I thought I was Great Falls famous before I got this job, wow.
Now you really are.
I just actually, on the way here, leaving the house, or this morning, I was going out, and I ran into the mail lady, like we scared each other.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
doing here?
Well, it's fun how high my voice gets and how much a giant can scare. But and then she turns around. So, how you liking your new gig? We've never spoken before.
Ever.
Never. And not that I have any other than, hey, thanks.
Yeah.
So,
But it's everybody.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows.
I'm bordering Great Falls famous, and then it gets taken away from me.
Well,
So,
listen, you start walking around with that Steve Rogers husband of yours, you two superheroes, they'll know who we're talking about.
I go to the store, and the cashier's like, "You're that woman from TV and Facebook. You work up on the hill now." And I was like, "That's me."
That's fantastic.
And then that same day, someone's like, "We met a couple months ago." I'm like, "I don't remember meeting you. I'm sorry." She's like, "You're the head of tourism." I'm like, "Nope, you met Rebecca." So,
for anyone who's logged in and saw our pictures, the only similarity could be the color of our hair.
and we're somewhat tall. Well, she's somewhat tall. I am.
Hold on.
So
Hold on.
that's
Both lovely, creative, intelligent, strong women of Great Falls.
Thank you.
thank you. So get
So
that.
I could see how they
However,
would maybe mistake the two.
Side by side,
Sure.
many physical differences.
She has a foot on you, I think.
At least.
At least a foot on
And
you.
most of the time, her hair is different than mine.
Yeah.
And
So-
there's just a lot of elements that...
So I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. I'm
Yeah.
not recognizable because
I'm sorry.
You feel good, and then it's taken away.
Oh, listen, I posed a picture between her and her husband the night that I won, and I was feeling good when I won, and I was like, wow,
Yeah.
these are superheroes.
so
It's like an insult to Captain America to compare her husband to him.
Yeah.
It's not to the husband, because he's better looking than Captain America.
why? Thank
Good
you.
Lord.
Why, thank you. And
Yeah.
we had a blast that night.
That
So
was fun.
I know we kind of jumped to it.
Okay, I'm
you
sorry.
won.
I'll go back.
Wait.
So decided to
Do
do all
the
the
video.
things. Did
Yeah.
the video. And hired people to help because I wanted the job. At that point, I'm like, this
Wow.
seems to be meeting what I'm trying to do. Been working on a new album. Well, what's this? The new album. We'll talk about that. in a second.
Oh, is that a big dumb heart?
That's a big dumb heart. So I'm ready. I'm ready. Apply. In the middle of all this, a lot of different things were going on. It was kind of like obstacles hitting us too, because my parents decided to move in the middle of this.
Okay.
So we got them moved before school started. A week before the competition, I was still quarantined in my basement because I had COVID.
Oh.
I got released the Friday before the audition.
Perfect timing. Wow.
Right. So I was like, I don't even know if I can do this right now, But I didn't play that card too much. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I wanted to just do my best. And
Posted the video, though, was there a contest for video likes in order to get into the prelims?
No. So the way that I was told that it worked, the voting worked, and I was told that the employees all had a vote.
Okay.
So they were the first round.
Okay.
The employees had to watch you.
Oh.
So that's what helped narrow it down to the 5.
Okay.
Then there was the voting thing that was an everyday me begging for people to do stuff, which is not my favorite.
It's really tough.
It's tough. It's tough because I'd rather go, hey, look at what this guy's doing. Look at what this guy's doing. Oh, now look at me. Now what's this person doing, this person? And that's how I think social media should be.
Right.
It's not just about me.
Well, I have this very strong thing where I share events for
Yes.
what's happening in town, and
Yes.
I love telling people. But then when it's my event,
You have a hard time.
I'm like, "Hey guys, could you say you're coming? Can I get a yes?"
Yes. And
It's-
I'm better with that now, obviously.
Obviously.
But every day asking to vote was rough. And I think it messed with people a little bit. Because it's hard.
Yeah.
And then it is a popularity contest. Let's not kid ourselves.
Well,
It's not just looking at the
any vote is.
right.
I mean,
Right. And that part of it is not why anybody gets into music or the arts. It's
Right.
not really about, well, I'm the
Like
prettiest
me,
of-
like
Yeah.
me, like me.
Right. I get asked all the time, why aren't you on American Idol or those shows? I don't want to be voted on is why. And then here we are. Here we are again.
Hello,
Hello, welcome to
Joel Corda's life.
yeah,
The
welcome to
hypocrite
me
if there
begging
ever
you
was.
to do stuff. And I don't mind anymore asking about, hey, come look at the thing that I'm doing. That's fine.
right.
Because I think it has value.
But that's completely different than saying, hey, like me.
Literally, like
or like me more than these people.
Right.
And every one of those other people is extremely talented and very kind. So
Yeah.
that part does play with your mind a little bit. But so is that, then it was the audition.
Live auditions.
Live
and there
auditions.
was 2 nights because we went through 5 people.
Yes.
Ticketed event.
Yeah.
It was an invite.
It was
Like,
a big
not
deal.
everybody got to get
No.
in there. They did do Facebook Live,
Yeah.
which was nice.
But so we have Debbie. She's our accountant, bookkeeper. She does the numbers.
Okay. The
And
numbers
I was
lady.
saying something. I was like, "Oh, well, at the Sip and Dip audition." She's like, "You're going to that?" I was like, "Debbie,
Whoa.
you better believe
Yeah.
it."
You're in.
Rebecca's going night 1. I'm going night 2.
We get a text from Sandy, says, "Do you want tickets?" And I'm like,
Yes, please.
"Yeah." And then I asked her, "Do you want tickets?" She's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Do you want to go both nights or just one night?" Well, I can only go one night. I'm like, she got to go to finale. I got to go to the early one.
Well, then you both heard me, though.
I
Yes.
did.
Right? Because
Yeah.
mine was on the first night.
Yeah, Rebecca comes the next day. I
Mm-hmm.
did not watch the Facebook Live. And she's like, "Joel was phenomenal."
Thank you.
Well, let me
you.
backtrack. Before
Okay.
auditions started, she said, "Whoever wins the voice of the Sip and Dip, we should have them on the podcast."
Yep,
And I'm
I
like,
did say that.
Okay, so we're going to have Joel on the podcast. But, 'cause I was only familiar with you at that moment.
Thank you. Thank you.
But then when she came back to work after seeing your audition, she said, Joel got people to sing along to an original song
Yeah.
in like at the bar.
Yeah.
So
It was a really cool night, wasn't it?
I don't know many people who'd be able to do that, Joel.
Okay.
Unless it's like, I don't know.
I try and get my daughter to sing along to songs she's never heard.
I know.
Right now, it's
know.
the song that never ends, and she
Oh, boy.
tells me she doesn't remember the words, but she's getting there. I'm like trying to create an annoying child. So how you're able to do this with adults that have been drinking?
Well, I think that might have been part of how it happened. But everybody was there to have a good time
Yeah,
And be supportive.
and be supportive. So if
Yeah.
ever it was going to, and it has happened a couple times since. Like I do seem to be able to get people to do it fairly regular. And I think, again, it comes from, I played 30 gigs before I walked into that door.
Right.
yeah,
You know, and I didn't have a bad gig. I've had places that were not as fun to play
Right.
and crowds that were not as fun to play for. But I am always going to have a good time. And I will find somebody willing to have a good time with
like
me.
I'm here to
within that.
rally the troops.
Yes,
Whether
yes.
whether you're having fun or not, it's up to you. But I
Yes.
am. I do things that make me laugh. Like,
Yes. And I
So-
think that changed. You know, when I was a kid, it'd be like, oh, I'm just an artist, and then they're going to hear what I want to say to them. And it's just not that. It can't be that.
No.
And I've learned that over the years. And if I can make people enjoy what just happened, if I can give them something that they didn't expect or that they really wanted but didn't know they wanted.
Right.
Woo!
So when I went to the audition, we were at a table with two people that fortunately we knew. We had
Okay.
met before because it was random seating. And I was telling the wife, I'm like, Patsy, Joel yesterday, I guess, was playing an original song and got people to sing along with him. And she's like, really? I'm like, yeah, he's going to play now too. What's the song you were singing? It was...
Oh, boy.
It was not an original song that night.
That
and
night it was Pat songs.
Well, it wasn't Elvis, but it was An Angel in the Morning.
Yeah.
What's that song called?
Angel of the Morning.
Angel of the Morning. There we go.
It was a tricky title.
Yeah.
So it was the beginning of that song,
Yeah.
and people are starting to sing along. And I lean over to Patsy. I'm like, this is one of his original songs. And she's like, oh my goodness. And then you get to the refrain, and
Like,
she's
no,
like,
it's not.
son of a gun, you're a liar. You got me. I tricked her so good.
Good job.
It was hilarious.
Did you mean to do that?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm
good.
all-
I wasn't
I'm-
sure about
I
that.
am a trickster. That
She
and the
does
margaritas.
everything with intent.
That's pretty great.
Well, we're on a
pretty great.
margarita kick, and we were at Elevation 3330. We're like, these are really good. So we go to Sip and Dip. I'm like, well, we'll order a margarita. And we order, like, oh my goodness. Forget the fishbowl.
Right.
Get the margarita. So
Right. They have really good drinks.
So the second night,
Yes.
2 auditions,
Yes.
I watched live. Were all the contestants sitting in the green room waiting to hear?
We were supposed to all be in the green room waiting to hear.
okay, then what really happened?
Somewhere at the bar?
Well, no, they all came at the end. I was there the whole time, which doesn't feel great. To
No.
just be in there kind of,
Just
Hey.
loitering.
hey, how'd it go? You know? And honestly,
Were you better than me?
Hey, how'd you do?
Did you suck? Good luck, though.
Yeah. I'm here to play the mental games with you. No, that was the thing, is I didn't want to mess with anybody. I didn't want it to be anything weird. And I honestly wanted everybody to play their absolute best. Because I don't want it if I'm not the right guy.
Yeah.
But yes, they all did show up at the very end. And then we were back there, and Sandy came back and talked to us and had a private moment and said, you know, how important it was to the family. She got emotional, of course.
Obviously.
It was, so I don't want to talk about that too much, but said that I was the winner. And I said, do you want me to grab my guitar? She's like, oh. I said, it says on the website that I'm going to play, so I should probably do that. She's like, I don't know.
Minor detail.
I mean, she went through the ringer on this thing. I thought I had it rough. I mean, she's the one fielding all the questions and having the event and having to make sure that it runs.
When she was giving out the ticket, she said, if you don't show,
oh no,
the seat's going to be filled. If you say you're going to be there, be there. So even that in of itself is stress.
You would have been on a list.
You would have never gotten a ticket again to anything.
No.
Right.
In the entire community.
They were everybody was so sweet that night. Everybody was sweet.
And now we're just horrible people? No. The sweetness is
no, but like, it's Aaron Tippin giving me a hug and saying really nice things and giving me advice, which was fantastic. And
he was giving my husband lifting advice.
Really?
Yeah.
He was giving your husband lifting advice?
Yes.
Now, Aaron Tippin is, I would say, in shape.
Yeah, so it was just funny.
But I would not say that he...
Well, he told him what to do when he gets older.
There it is. Okay, I would take that. I would take that advice.
But he was around the bar. He was walking around the bar and talking to everybody.
Yes, he was.
We got some pictures.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool.
The first night, I think that one of the nicest things was the first night I played, Pat's daughter was there.
Oh.
And I didn't know it was Pat's daughter. And, I didn't. And it was just a woman that I was making eye contact with, and she was singing. And this whole night, we were just kind of... You know how I do it. I'm around the room. This is a weird sound. Sorry.
It's all right.
I'm going to move this over because it sounds like I'm jumping on a trampoline.
And he's not.
I'm not. You see how I do it. Like I'm looking at people. I'm talking to people. If they're interacting, I'm interacting. And she was interacting all night. And she walked by. She said some really nice things to me. I still didn't know it was her. And then she was going to go. And then she took a step back and said, I'm Pat's daughter.
Oh.
And it was one of the most moving things that probably happened in this whole thing. And I gave her a hug, and I think we both fell apart a little bit.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. It was all of the things that this could have been, it was. It was really emotional. It was hard.
Yeah.
Like the lead up to, when I'm playing, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Once I get to be doing the thing, once the vote for me, once all that's over and I can just do my job, I'm pretty happy. So
they created a separate Facebook page.
Man, they're doing all sorts of stuff. So yeah, there's now the Music Bar Facebook page that we're building up. They're changing the Sip and Dip Music Lounge website that was all the voting and all the history. They're going to keep that there, but it's all going to be about me and what I'm doing there.
Okay.
Well, you're doing the new People of Sip and Dip.
You like that?
I love it because it's your view.
Just quietly trying to hashtag. I take one picture a night.
And you're like, here till 10.
Yeah.
I know.
Which I love.
I don't want it to be anything more. And I just want it to document what I'm doing.
Yeah. I know. I can't wait till like Mark and I are like on there. Maybe it's Rebecca and me.
Or
maybe
it's some famous person that's the view that night,
It'd be hilarious if I didn't know they were famous.
Yes.
It's bound to happen, right?
Sure.
I'm going to 100% not know that country act.
No.
I wonder who those people are. There seems to be a crowd around them.
Hey, hi guys. What you selling? Are you a drug dealer or a country artist?
I love it.
I know, that's horrible.
I love it.
No, it's been fantastic.
Do the mermaids get a break when you sing?
No.
No? Okay.
No, I barely have met one of the mermaids.
Well,
one of them is an author. I don't know if you know this.
No. Well, we know that there has been a collection of mermaids in the tank.
Okay, yes.
There's been a post office worker.
Yes.
There's been
maybe that was my
mayor.
mail lady. Yeah.
No,
No,
it's
it's
not
a-
your mail lady.
They
It's a
keep
male
trying to
man.
get me to go in the. I don't think.
Well, you need your own tail first.
Need my own tail, and they just want me to just like float to the bottom with a guitar and just start
Playing a guitar.
Put like a bubble.
anchor myself to the bottom and just
Sing.
like I'm doing. I don't know what they want, but it's
So
been
it's
suggested.
been a couple of months now that you've been doing this gig.
About a month and a half. Yeah.
So what's it like every Friday, Saturday night? How different is it? How
It's
fun is it?
different every night, and it is the most fun. It is the place to play. Everything that I'm trying to do is going to happen there.
Oh.
Does that
Okay.
make any sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I'm an original musician, where's the one place in town where you always get new people?
The Sip and
Sip and
Dip
Dip.
Sip and
Lounge.
Dip. It's 75%
New people all the time.
visitors, and so it's
Yeah.
like I just play some of my stuff. I play some stuff people want to hear. I never do the same night twice.
Do you go in with a set list?
No, I do not.
Do you have CDs for sale at your bar?
I'm about to.
Grant would
about
not work
to.
well with him. Grant from the
Grant,
symphony.
The maestro at the symphony.
He plans everything.
He's a planner.
So you can't be like, "Oh, we don't have a playlist for today.
Right.
Just gonna do
Right.
this performance.
Right. I might know what I'm going to start with.
Well,
like
that's
what song
that's
just
it.
to go start some
I'm
trouble.
gonna start with music.
Yes. Yes. No, and again, it comes from playing a ton. And it will change. If I made a set list, it would change anyway, because this guy at the bar wants to hear Townes Van Zandt.
Yeah.
And this person over here wants to hear Britney Spears.
How many instruments do you play?
I go between the guitar and the piano.
Okay. Is that how many you can play, or is that just all that's available
Well,
to you?
I could do some percussion.
Really?
I could, yeah.
Cymbals,
That's how
drums.
I started. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know how to read trampoline?
Triangle.
Tambourine
Yeah.
music?
That's how I started.
We think it's a flip book. It's just a flip book of a stick figure who's now like you're gonna do.
So I don't know if you know or
I'm
not.
not going to disavow you of that. I think
Monty
that's
and
better.
I hosted the symphony's Halloween concert,
Yes.
and during the concert, we're watching the percussion. We don't know what percussion sheet music looks like because how do you know when to hit the triangle
Yes.
on the inside versus the outside? Like, there's a lot of things going on. But then you got the tambourine,
Yes.
and he's doing this thing on his knee back and forth,
Yes.
and I'm like, what does that look like in sheet music? And Monty's like, it looks like a flip book, and it just says beat against your knee.
Yes,
And
that's
then
it.
rub your hand along the side.
That's it.
And then they like stop it. It's so elegant.
The only reason I'm going to tell you the truth is because I don't want to insult the percussionists out there that do a
Oh, I
really
don't-
good job.
Oh no, we're not.
No, it's all written. It's written. It's all one line. So it's just like the tambourine would be on one line, and bass would be on another, and snare would be on another, but it's only one line. They're reading rhythm.
Huh.
So he's doing that because he has to go very fast. It was probably right? So we had to do it between.
Yeah, he was doing.
Yeah.
But what? The ringing of the
Oh, yeah.
conchos on the side or whatever they're called.
And he's
He's fingering them back and forth.
and we did not know what the sheet music would look like, so that's why we are asking these questions
Yes.
now,
Yes,
Rebecca.
I was really trying to get away from that.
So you play the guitar and the piano there.
Play guitar and piano. I am probably going to get. I'm scared of even saying this, but I'm probably in the next year going to invest in a keyboard so that I could be doing some looping.
Oh,
Right.
getting fancy.
Well, if I'm going to be there every weekend, I don't want to bore people. I need it to grow. I need it to be something
More.
more every
Oh,
time.
you're kind of like us. You're
Never satisfied with the last performance, even though it was good. What can we do more and better
you just
next
always
time?
want to
Right.
improve. You
Well,
know.
I just want a different texture. And that doesn't mean that I won't just play guitar or play piano. It just I want to have the option to do something else
Yeah.
Yeah.
if I can, especially on the original music, because when I play anything that I have original, it's not clearly what we recorded, and I'm fine with that because the version that I do is the one that people seem to be fine. They're or singing along with, or I make it work. But it would be fun to have the different layers.
Yeah.
Do you have any
We'll see.
special events that are coming up?
Oh yeah.
Like, is there going to be?
Yeah, here it comes. You're loading me up, aren't you?
I'm-
You're teeing me up.
There we go.
So yes.
Well, this is all new for me. I have no idea what's going on.
This is exciting. I didn't tell her. So I did get these delivered. I'm showing them the CD, the Big Dumb Heart CD. We're going to release it at the Christmas stroll. What? Here's
Which
how
is
we're doing
December
it.
3rd.
Yes, December 3rd. So Speaking Socially is my my
people.
website builder and my production people. We're making ugly Corda Christmas sweaters, which is just a picture of me looking miserable with the Santa hat and ornaments in my beard, probably. Right. That's exactly it. You're like, yes. I'm hiring kids to be on scooters to go sell the CD to anybody at the stroll. They'll be wearing Santa hats and my sweater.
Sweet.
And then from after that, and I'll have a table at the Sip and Dip that night because it's crazy.
Right.
It's one of the craziest nights of the year, but I'll be selling it there. And then it's going to be exclusively through the Sip and Dip, or if you see me out live, I might have one on me.
Well, I have a proposal.
Oh, boy.
Let's get these sweaters early. Let's get 2 early.
Yeah.
And let's do a What's Up Wednesday on our Facebook page so we can promote not only the Christmas stroll and your release,
right?
but everything else new that's happening.
How fantastic would this be?
It's not just Joel Corda hour, but there are other things happening then too.
Well, then I refuse if it's not just about me.
This voting thing really turned in his favor.
Wow.
Yeah. Holy.
Like me.
Will my people, will coordination answer the call? So I texted Jason on the way over and I said, I'm going to announce this. So is it going to happen? You have one chance to take your foot off the pedal. This is it. No take backs. I'm putting it on the air.
No take backs.
So I know he's ready for Friday.
Okay.
But if we can get you 2 for Wednesday, then yes. The answer is yes.
Well, Wednesday as in this
Wednesday. We won't have sweaters by this Wednesday.
Wow. Well, if we have a mock-up of the design, maybe. I'll email Jason. Yeah, we'll see.
I like that you're going to give him. I like that we're hopping him. So it comes out. Here, you want to look?
Yes. I want to touch and feel.
Lily Barone designed the cover and the back. I'm going to have, as soon as you get on the website that day, you can read all the lyrics. I know I left it in my car.
You know what? You do have another website where you can help promote this. So just
joelcorda.com, that one.
Yep, and then the we're no damn experts.com.
I have so many websites now.
You do.
I have my people looking out for me.
Well, we're redoing our website and our podcast page. Yes. I said to our creative company, hey, I want a picture of Joel Corda playing his guitar, and kind of similar to what Rebecca and I have with the blue background, we're no damn experts. I want that blue background, but Joel Corda.
Love it.
The text. And she's like, well, there's images floating out there of him. And I'm like, no, I'm seeing him today.
You want your own?
I'm going to ask him what he prefers, because I'd rather it be something he wants rather of, here's a picture of a performance that happened to be taken, and this is what we got.
Yeah.
When we can, plan for it. So
yeah, I love it. When is that website coming?
We just restarted the project at the end of last week. So it's
coming.
It's
coming.
coming.
Not a content issue. You're just moving content and making it easier, I'm assuming. Maybe. Okay.
Some of the content has not been updated the way it needs to be.
It hasn't aged as well as you like it to.
It's not been layered the way it needs to be layered. So some of the content can move, but
and others are just we're just pulling the rug out.
And a lot of it's not moving. It's just copying and pasting into new stuff. So.
Fine.
Yeah. But it's going good.
Well, website, the way that they work changes every
second.
Yeah.
Well, and Franken-theme hasn't worked like it's supposed to since it started. So
that's what we call our current website.
Oh. Yeah.
Don't worry, we're getting there. I have
but aren't
big
you
plans.
Still the #1 podcast in Montana?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's working.
It is.
It is.
Our downloads have been crazy in October and November.
October accounted for 21% of our downloads since we've launched.
That's what happens, right?
It's that tipping point.
Yeah, like just the doing and then repeat it, and then and you guys are still you're still working?
I'm still
doing other things too.
You know what blows my mind is that we've been in this podcast for longer than 20 minutes. Podcast studio. We haven't even mentioned this is the first episode that we're recording in our new location.
New studio.
How fantastic!
It's not furnished the way it needs to be for soundproofing. So Jason, our old sales director,
our audio technician,
sound engineer.
He's
sorry,
gonna love this.
Apologize in advance.
It's not your fault.
No, we ordered it. So,
ladies, I was with you when you were in the.
in the basement.
In the sewers of Great Falls.
You've done crappy audio, good audio,
Yeah.
back to somewhat not good audio.
Fair.
You'll be back at some point with good audio again.
I will be back sometime with good audio.
Yes.
Yes.
But for what we've gotten out, I don't think it sounds too awful.
I don't think it's
but I
bad
haven't
at all.
listened to it online yet,
Right.
We'll
obviously.
see. Jason's going to be like, we'll see what this looks like.
Do you do you listen after? I mean, you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you want to know what you said, and you have to remind yourself?
Oh, not to that level. No, I just listen to make sure it sounds good, and you got that quality control
Yes.
component. She listens to it a lot more, just getting the production done of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because then I do the show notes. And
But when they're super funny, I'll make my husband listen to it. So I'm like,
Nice.
oh, you got to listen to this episode.
Am I close to super funny yet?
no, you don't get
No, you're
there.
just good content.
Well, we had this hunting epised.
Oh yeah.
My husband loved it,
You can't
but I guess he didn't
compete.
love it enough to listen to what we actually said. It's like he didn't know he needed a deer tag because he's from Texas. He's like, well, when you just get a license, it comes with blah, 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 blah. But here, you actually have to get a physical deer tag, and they want it on you.
And he did not do that?
No. So he didn't. He went out with a friend to go hunting. He just didn't shoot,
Okay.
So he
All
was
right,
just
I'm
there
like,
to help.
He didn't
hope.
find out after the
No.
case.
Right.
Okay. Yeah,
No.
that's bad news.
Exactly, because then he's texting this friend who happens to be Jason. And it's like, can I just buy a tag after I get the deer? And he's like, that's how you end up in jail. So
You're Jason or
Yeah.
my Jason?
I'm my Jason.
The sound guy.
So yeah.
Our
Perfect.
Jason.
So
Yeah.
that's funny.
So it's like a triple insult to that guy.
Yeah.
Not only did I fix the sound and said the exact things that you need,
But then you
but
didn't.
then you didn't even bother.
Well, we are doing it.
Yeah.
It just, supply chain issues.
Yeah, sure.
That and
It's not getting to your husband.
it took us some time to get them to give us our Black Friday pricing early.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. But,
love it.
we're going to sound good, sound amazing. We have a lot more episodes
Yeah, you
coming.
do. Yeah.
And eventually we'll have TV screens up here. And
How many do you have in the can at any given time?
this is going to be number 1.
Sweet.
Well, we did have a lot in the can. We haven't
Yeah.
recorded since.
It all
October.
depends.
Right,
It ebbs
because
and
you were
flows.
moving. You
Yeah.
had to move into this space.
And so
Yeah.
we knew we needed a bunch available to us for that process. So,
Wow.
but then also if we have vacations scheduled or those type of things, we'll get a couple. And then if the timing is perfect and people are around, we're like, we're going to get them and them and them and then all together. And
Wow.
And then some weeks are just overkill.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
But I do listen to our episodes once in
Yeah.
a while, and I realize how funny we are.
You're funny.
it's fun to listen to yourself and go, oh, that's even funnier.
Like,
You're funnier than it was when I lived it.
like I knew I was funny, but then it's like
Yeah.
it's just a reassurance that, like, yeah,
Yes.
you're hilarious.
Yes.
You're a catch if there ever was one.
And there is a comedy that does not translate well to podcast, and usually it's some version of sarcasm.
Most
It's a little too
sarcasm.
dry, can't quite translate.
Yeah.
They just kind of think we're jerks. Yeah.
Well, thankfully, my sarcasm translates most of the time.
Yes, that's the thing.
In your,
That's
in
the
your
hope.
head.
In my head.
Right. Or at least you have a balance that's like, well, we'll give her this one. We'll just assume it was
We'll
an
assume she was
attempt at
being
some.
nice.
Yes.
Today, I don't know when Marty set up the podcast studio, but this morning it was new to me. so when I walked into the office,
New to me.
some people had walked in as well, and they're like, "What's this?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, we have Montana's #1 podcast." So having them be able to see it a little bit has been helpful to kind of share.
Well, there's
Oh.
people that walked in
I
just by
know.
to try to get in the door, and then say, oh, they're busy podcast.
Well, then they're like, what don't you do?
Right.
Because
That was the big question.
Which is
True.
is a good question. What don't you do? Right.
we don't
Yeah.
develop businesses. That was the answer
We don't-
Rebecca gave.
don't recruit businesses.
You say that, but historically, you have.
Tourism as an
Got it,
organization
got it.
is not.
Yes. Gotcha.
Unless we really need, one element of, well, we recruit business into membership. So I
Yeah,
guess
we want
there you go.
zipline
Yes.
somewhere.
Oh,
but-
you want a zip line
Yeah.
from right there to here?
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
You could park at the DOB and then just
Yeah.
and then this window, like right to the chair.
Or just over the Missouri River and not into the building. I
don't think you want to land at the Missouri.
What if we were closed?
And Missouri's a little wilder than people think,
Yeah.
especially in the winter. Yeah.
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 Well,
We'll try some stuff.
we have
We
James.
used to sled over here.
You actually used to sled down this hill,
Yes.
and there was a warming hut in this building at the lower level.
See, now that must have, the warming hut was never part of my itinerary.
Oh,
It was,
you didn't need it.
It was go as fast as possible, run into the fence at the bottom.
There's
Yeah.
a sign that says there's no sledding.
Yeah, not
don't
anymore.
sled here.
No, pure death.
You know, people, safety first.
We did have a place growing up called Suicide Hill where there'd be an
Oh.
ambulance parked just on the
Yeah.
weekends, like just waiting for some
Well-
kids that aren't listening to their parents.
Yes. I remember there was one and not that far out of town, and I wish I could remember, but as a kid, it used to be a ski hill, and they even had the lift, so you get up there in your inner tubes, and it ended on a jump at the bottom.
Oh.
And it was kind of like some of the places in town where you can be on a trampoline and you can break your ankle. Like,
Yep.
gonna just account that that's going to happen.
Yep.
That jump at the end took a lot of kids. a lot of broken stuff. Because you didn't just go alone. You had to hook up
you
with
had to
like 20 of you.
Yep. Team effort.
You're going to multiply the dangerous level.
So you get the speed and the velocity going. And then you just land on top of each other.
Yep. You fly into the air. Whoever lands on top's the winner.
Great times.
Oh, goodness. You guys are.
Those kind of things don't happen anymore.
I'm
Oh.
glad we have this sign out there now.
Yes.
Because I would feel guilty watching from the overlook in our building where we can see the park and the
Right.
deer.
Right.
And the people sliding to their death. You're like,
Their
"Ooh,
dooms.
that's
Right.
not
Another
gonna go
one
well."
bites the dust.
You'd have to save them by like blow darting their tubes out from under them. This is for you.
Not today. Why? If you haven't been on that deck around sunset, gorgeous. Yeah. We're
Yeah.
gonna have to host a lot of parties here.
Well, yeah.
So
Yeah. And have you yet? Probably not.
no. We don't even.
We're not even a
have-
grand opening, are we?
No, that's not until May.
You think,
Okay.
that, well,
All right.
it's
We have to
National
use-
I don't
Travel
blame
and
you.
Tourism.
We have
I
to
don't blame
use
you.
the space to know
Yes.
how to use it correctly, most efficiently, effectively.
Yeah. And you maybe need to rest up a little bit because it was exhausting to move from there to
Well,
here.
I'm honestly it's difficult talking this much after my newfound allergic reaction to clam
Juice.
juice. Yeah,
Hey, don't be so shellfish.
I know. I was yesterday years old when I realized I have an allergy to shellfish, and
Did you eat shellfish before?
no. I mean, I have, but I've never had a reaction
Haven't
like
had
this.
this, yeah.
Last week, the same thing. Eyes are swollen, throat's tight, hands are tight, hard to put on the wedding ring. And then I'm like, maybe it's something other medication I'm taking.
Yeah.
No. And then today I woke up and I was like, oh, your eyes look exactly the same. Your throat is very tight. And then I told Rebecca, she's like, it's probably the Clamato juice in your Caesars.
So is that what you had last week too?
Yep. So, hey, live and learn now on a podcast.
Okay, but for real, when the tightness in the throat, that means you got to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. That's what they told me when I've had allergic reactions. So,
next time.
okay. You might
I'll
need-
tell you, if you want me to stab you with an EpiPen, I will do
Yeah.
that.
That'll happen.
I will gladly stab you.
It's not like Pulp Fiction. It goes in the leg, Rebecca. You can't just...
You can't just stab employees.
Sternum.
But if you do want the best Caesar, we were talking before that
Yes.
Parker's makes amazing stuff, and I can now vouch for that because
Yep.
when we talked about it on our podcast episode last week, I hadn't had it,
Nice.
and now you can. And the guy who sold it to me said, "Hey, add some to your chili, even."
Ooh.
I'm telling you, I cannot wait to have the podcast episode where we talk about the best Caesar with Mountain Wave Distilling, which will open at some point in the future, and your Parker's if you need it. You can get it at Pizzazz.
Okay, so here's the deal. I feel like I need to be a guest judge on that one
Okay.
because there's different categories.
Okay.
The drink itself,
Yep.
and then
Present-
the meal that comes with the drink.
Yep. The presentation.
That's pretty outstanding. So
Yeah.
I think it's the three of us. I'm inviting myself to
I
this party.
understand. I'm like,
I'm 100%
what are
inviting
your
myself to this party.
credentials?
I'll play a song.
Caesar, so good.
We're going to have original music for this contest.
Yeah, and everyone's going to sing along.
Well, we might not be that catchy. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, we're really glad you're at the Sip and Dip.
Me
and
too.
people can have like a set schedule to see you and not just, oh, if you happen to be here.
Right, right. You know,
Now-
that was a big thing too, is and just a way that it's changed my life other than just the awesomeness of the place is my stuff is there.
Yeah.
I know when I'm playing. I don't have to call and hustle anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, when do you want to, can I come and do some stuff?
Can I come?
You know, hey guys, can I?
Hey, guys.
I'd like to sing at your place, please.
Hey,
guys,
my
can
name's
I-
Joel.
Yes. I don't know if you've heard of me, but
I can sing for you right now.
and
I'm
that,
kind of good. People like me.
My mom would hang up my music on the fridge if that was a thing. Like,
oh, my mom hates that joke on that video, by the way. He's just okay. My mom does not appreciate that joke. She hates that because she's been there from the beginning. So yeah, but no,
Do you call it your residency at the Sip and Dip?
well, that's the thing is they asked, are we exclusive? So I have one more gig out there in the world at the Celtic, and then in town I am exclusive there.
so,
I might do special events, but
but other than that, like, so you won't be playing at the Celtic ever again, or you?
it would have to be a big enough deal. And yeah, no, I am going to be Fridays and Saturdays at the Sip and Dip.
Exclusive.
Yeah, the CDs
Wow.
just can be sold there, and through their website. They're handling all that. So,
Oh, cool.
So mine doesn't we don't even need the stuff on my website for that. That mine can just be informational, which is
Are you going to
beautiful.
sell the ugly sweater?
We are going to sell the ugly sweater. Yes,
See?
the ugly Corda Christmas sweater
where,
number 1.
Where are you going to
Yeah.
sell it?
Version 1.
At the Sip and Dip.
On,
Of course.
on the website as well?
That's a question I'll have to answer down the road. And it's gonna be every year. There's gonna be a different ugly Corda Christmas sweater.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And it's kind. I just wanted to start that
Edition.
one. Yes. The other thing that happens there, I don't know if you saw it. You guys haven't been since,
No.
but I have this a QR code where you can sit anywhere and request songs. Oh. So we're turning that into a coaster. So that you come in, you don't have to just be at the bar. You don't have to talk to me if you're embarrassed, or you can just
Scared.
see here's the songs
So
that
if
I
I
play.
had a coaster here at work,
I could scan
You
it.
could scan it and
just anywhere in the world,
and
I
you could request a song and never hear it. Sure,
Well,
sure.
it's like those jukeboxes where you can do it through your app, and you're not.
I
even
do
in the
enjoy
bar.
that.
Isn't
Yeah.
it? Wasn't it on like a TV where
Yes.
someone's playing like a horrible
Yes,
song?
yes.
It's just
So I am setting up a 3-camera system there too. So there's going to be at least one song a night, and it's going to be original because I don't
Right.
have the rights to anything else. But we're going to be broadcasting to get people excited about being there and doing those kind of things too.
Show up and listen to music.
Yeah. Here's what's happening. Here's what it looks like.
awesome.
Yeah.
I like it. I
I
approve.
do too.
I know
Thank
you were
you, Marty.
waiting for that word.
This whole time I've just been begging.
It's really difficult to get my approval. So the fact that I'm just saying,
I felt like
stamps.
I felt like I
You
almost
earned it.
had it that night
Yeah.
that I won. I almost felt like it. Oh no! But now,
Well, I told my husband, we're going here. It's a ticket event. We're sitting with people we don't know. We go there. We know everyone. Well,
Yeah.
most.
Yeah.
And he's having an amazing time. And then
Which
it's
is great.
Joel, and you won, and he knows you. So he felt included because
good.
there's always that difficulty, as Rebecca can speak to, where you know more people than your spouse, your
Yes.
husband. And you're like,
Yes.
well, hi, honey. Here's this, here's this, here's this. And
If
they're
he-
like, this
if
isn't
he-
even fun for me.
If he made more appearances, though, pretty sure they'd figure out who he is.
He's out there. He's out there.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
He runs in different
I've
circles.
only seen him with you.
He went to Empty Pints on, was it last Friday when he got home from work? Because
Yeah.
he's gone for a little over a week at a time.
right.
So, but he went there and he was talking to these people new to the area. And he tells
He
them.
did your job.
Yeah, he did. He did text me. He's like, I really wish you were here so you could talk about Great Falls because the local I'm with doesn't know that much. And I'm like, well, that's unfortunate, but have a good time. I'm not there.
I'm not on duty.
They're talking about Jeremiah Johnson beer.
Yeah.
And Mark is trying to convince them that he's a real person. They don't.
Oh, but they thought he was the movie.
But yeah, they just don't think he's like, no, he comes into Empty Pints a lot. Like,
let me show you on Facebook. He has a beard.
Yeah.
He
looks like this guy.
Yeah.
This is his official tap room, and they weren't believing Mark.
He looks like the branding.
Like,
and it's not like would even sound like he's joking, I bet.
Right.
No.
So what's there?
It was hilarious because they still didn't believe him at the end of the day.
Or they're just messing with him.
Well,
no, these people weren't. They really, they're like, no.
They did not have it.
Mark's like, no, he's a real person. Like, I've met him. So he's doing some advocacy for Great Falls.
Good. As well he should. We need him.
Yeah, he sends out the inventory to new people, which is an inventory listing of all the events that would answer the question, what is there to do in Great Falls?
I do get so tired of people saying there's...
The thing is, there is so much to do.
More.
Do you want to know?
There's too much.
Do you want to know something? Last week before, we meet a different person. They're moving our stuff here. I'm not telling their name. Don't remember it.
Yeah.
What do you guys do here? Oh, we're Great Falls, Montana Tourism. Is it really easy because there's nothing to do here and you don't like no one comes here? And we're like, well, actually,
unleashed on him and the rest of the people that he was working with. They're like, yeah, that's cool.
His Yelp review was not kind.
Well, the funny thing is we didn't do it in an aggressive way or overpowering way or all at once. I was just like, oh.
And that was just the stuff that you knew at the top of your head, too.
Oh, I mean, I can do it all.
Right.
And being tired because we packed the entire office the day before.
He kind of deserved cranky.
I'm like, so what is there to do that you want to do in Great Falls that isn't here? He's like, I kind of wish there was like indoor activity centers. It's like, oh, yeah, I get it. I'm like, have you been to Highline Climbing Center?
Or the axe throwing? Or the flipping family? Or the laser tag?
Kaboom. Or game night lounge. Or you know, just...
Any of the things that are indoors. that, by the way, weren't here 5 years ago?
Oh, probably not even that 3.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So,
way to keep your eyes open.
So it was just funny because...
That makes me so mad.
He's like, well... I guess. And how do you know about all these things? I'm like, because I don't have my...
It's also my job.
It's my job. But I wanted to say is that my head is somewhere where I can see things.
Were this not your job, though? This is the real question. I bet you would still know a quarter of the things going on, and it would seem like too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree with you.
You'd know about Art Week, because how do you miss it?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You'd know about the fair. Mm-hmm. You'd know about certain music things. Because if you go out at all, there's live music now. There didn't used to be, but there is now.
Yeah. I remember driving around downtown, and it was late at night when we first got here, and we drove past the Celtic Cowboy.
Yep.
And Mark's like, what's this place? I'm like, I don't know, but like, we'll go back, because we had our daughter with us. And even just driving around, not zero research, you find all these cool businesses.
How about just go up to the airport hill and see where most of the lights are?
Yeah. And go to that area of town. See what's there.
I know that sounds like a real jerk's thing to say, but it's really not that hard.
Yeah, we weren't jerky to him when we answered.
Good for you.
We were nice.
I think I would have. It makes me. There was a young woman. I had just come from Jamie Ford's book reading, and I walked into a bar to have a drink, which is rare, but I did. And she's like, "Oh, there's nothing to do in this town." I'm like, "Do you read?" Oh, and what's next door tonight? Oh, yeah, I'm playing there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I can't.
Well, it's just you just have to find what interests you instead of using the crutch of there's nothing to do.
How about just the pure amount of artists in this town?
I know.
Mm-hmm.
And galleries and just people doing it on their own. And I'm not just talking musicians, because there's plenty of those, and bands and people doing any kind of thing that you want to do.
Yeah.
The performing arts, you've got Act Normal Theater, who's going to be launching their winter season, and
Symphony.
I'm
also part of a group that's starting a nonprofit theater, by the way, but we'll tell you about that later.
What a tease.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm just saying there's plenty happening here.
Yeah, I'm well aware, and I can't be.
I'm surprised you didn't beat this gentleman.
Oh no.
Has it ever?
My word's dead.
Has it ever come close? Where it's just like this has got to be physical.
Well, no, because
the rings are
at
coming
the end
off.
of the day,
Not Shellfish Day, but
when I tell them all these things to do, and eventually I've asked interest, and they're still not interested, then
that's
I say,
on you.
No, I guess Great Falls isn't for you then.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's okay.
that's fine.
I'm wondering where
It's
you would need to go to find something, because I don't think it's ever going to happen.
No, I mean, there are people that want to rub shoulders with people in the street when they walk.
Yeah.
Not me. And I don't.
They want all the chain stores and the chain restaurants,
Yeah.
which isn't our thing. So
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
was somewhere last month, and someone was like, "We need an Olive Garden," and it's still the thing. And I'm
we
like,
sure don't.
Where were you raised? Where
Where
that's what your need is.
Right.
like their salad dressing is good, and you can buy it at the store. That's your need for their location is removed
Done deal.
since you can buy it there. So
Why wouldn't they want a authentic local Italian restaurant?
so
That's-
this is what we're up
I
against.
know. Well, if we had the Olive Garden, that means the Red Lobster would come in, and boy, we'd have it all.
And then Beyonce would sing a
Yippity-doo.
song. So for me, I just remove myself because when I
Sometimes you just
pride
need a night
ourselves,
off.
yeah, pride ourselves in like we're free from franchises.
Well, look at the use of space. For instance, let's say Kellergeist.
Oh, yeah.
They're remodeling their real space, right?
Yeah.
So they do a New Orleans style march to what used to be Bert and Ernie's,
Yeah.
which is tragic that they're not around, but
Oh, yeah.
the space is beautiful. So
Yep.
now we're using that space because it's available.
Yep.
And now we're doing things that we can't do anywhere else because, you can do that in Great Falls.
Yep.
Yeah, I was at the parade.
You were part of it?
Well, we went. Mark was working. Had my daughter with me.
And you marched?
Well, she lost her
Ever-loving
composure
mind.
Oh, yeah.
because she didn't have an instrument. I did
And you
not.
didn't have your kazoo handy, so
No, didn't know it was going to be a thing.
troublesome.
But we still went, and eventually she had a good time. But yeah, there's tons to do here,
There's plenty.
and
We're aggressive about it. I know. We
That-
are, yeah.
And now you get to see Joel Corda perform every Friday and Saturday night
Yeah.
at the
at the Sip and Dip. And
So-
where Mermaid Brunch has returned, and by the time
Yes.
this airs,
Every other week.
Yep,
Every
at
other weekend.
December 5th and the 19th, there's going to be
Sounds-
Santa there.
Oh, I forgot to say, instead of just one sing-along this year, caroling night, there's two.
Two caroling nights.
22nd and the 23rd, we're going to do 7. Oh, was it 7 to 10 or 6 to 9? I'll have to look that up.
There's going to be times.
There's going to be 2 times. They used to do it once. We're going twice.
Huh.
That will be on Facebook, by the way.
Okay.
Because we'll do stuff that is, older. But it's so many things happening. You can find me on the joelcorda.com. You can find me on the sipandipmusiclounge.com.
We're no
Come
damn
to the Sip and
experts.
Dip. We're no damn experts. It's all happening. We're all connected.
And we're excited to see it.
Thank you.
So, Joel, welcome again to the podcast. You will be our fourth.
Yes.
You will be in the running to be the fourth Three-Peat guest.
Who?
There's other ones we like,
Nope.
So-
don't like this at all.
I can't make promises.
There is a pretty good storyteller on the banks of the river that we really do enjoy hanging out with.
Who's this?
Dwayne Bushai.
Yeah.
I might have to come with the, Caesar Knight and Dwayne. Can
Yeah.
we make this happen?
Yeah.
So I can hear these
We
stories?
should have Dwayne with some Caesars.
Ooh.
Let's see how he's on vacation right now because he didn't in forever. So his email's like, "Hey guys, kind of fought fires all year,
Kind of done.
and I'm tired, so
You
I'll
can
be
take a
back
break.
after Thanksgiving."
Tired.
So
Okay.
The first time we invited Dwayne on the podcast, we were
Yeah.
going to talk about Lewis and Clark. Didn't have anything other than that. We ended up talking about John Coulter for almost an hour and a half.
Yeah.
so
You can do that.
Yeah.
easily.
Listen, you didn't say bring stories.
Nope.
Just say it. I got some.
Well, maybe we'll have story time.
Next time.
Story time. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
ladies.
all for listening.
Yes.
It's been a year-long ride, and now we're at a new location with all new audio issues that we'll get to work out with you all. We're pretty excited about that. The fun thing is you now have a window into the podcast studio. So if you really want to stand around and loiter and watch us do our podcasting,
You can ruin our train of thought.
yeah.
And,
And then we'll go, oh, that's this person, and we'll call you out by whatever you're wearing.
Right.
unless
Or
you have
wear
a
name
sign
tags.
prepared.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So this episode's going to be airing this week, so Thanksgiving.
Yay.
So we're thankful for guests like you, our
Thank you.
community, our visitors, and that the border is open.
Yeah.
For
I'm thankful
Canada.
you guys, you've been with me this whole time. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So
Until we see your bright, happy, smiling, healthy face here in Great Falls, we hope you're creating amazing memories with your friends and family wherever in the world you are.
bye-bye. And then that's where you say, we're no damn experts no, I'm joking.
We're No Damn Experts is produced by...
We'll cut in the...
Yeah, that's probably
Okay.
a good idea.
All right. Bye, guys.
We're No Damn Experts is the recorded claims from Great Falls, Montana, covering what you need to know about this amazing damn town. Damn, that felt good.
On the next episode of We're No Damn Experts, Rebecca and Maudie make a crossword puzzle. We're No Damn Experts is produced by Great Falls, Montana Tourism with original music by the best damn musician, Joel Corda.